Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Stoop here, and today we're gonna take a look at something a little bit more fun. I ran a poll recently on the community tab in the channel where you guys wanted to know, or well, I wanted to know whatever you all thought between more competitive or fun decks, and most of you said you like both. So this has some competitive potential, but it's definitely one of my fun decks at the current moment in time. This is like maybe my third or fourth iteration of this list. For Mewtwo VSTAR here from the Pokemon GO set. I think this deck gets a massive upgrade when we get Clefairy in Lost Origin, which we'll cover that when we get there, of course. But for now, let's just take a look. We've got a 3-3 line of Mewtwo VSTAR. Here's the V. We're rocking the beautiful promo version from the ATB. Absolutely love this card. Really never going to attack with this. 220 HP, weak to dark, unfortunately. Same target on Mew's back on Mewtwo's here. And we got Super Psybolt, 2 energy for 50 and 3 for Transfer Break for 160 and moving energy from this to one of your bench Pokemon. I've never attacked with either of these, but I guess like desperation, right? You know? The real star of the show, though, is the V-Star. Big shout out to Charmaster from my Discord, one of my local best friends, also hooking me up with 2 of these to finish this deck off and get this profile out here for you guys. We can start playing it and getting it a little bit better. But yeah, the real MVP here, Mewtwo V-Star, 280 HP, Psypurge for 2 energy, 1 psychic, 1 colorless, 90x, discard up to 3 psychic energy from your Pokemon. This attack does 90 damage for each card you discard this way, so you hit for 270 for 3 energy. Technically, depending on where they're coming from, still pretty cool. And then the awesome V-Star power here, Star Raid, does 120 to every one of their Pokemon V. This is insane. If they don't play Manaphy and you just like start shipping throughout the course of the day, Star Raid really can just finish everything off. They call it Star Raid because Mewtwo was the first real raid boss in Pokemon Go, so super nostalgic for this. Make sure you... I was kind of hoping they would have put like Shadow Ball or like Psystrike on this to really tie it in more to Pokemon Go and the absolute power of Mewtwo in the game. But still, nonetheless, awesome card, really fun. Definitely is going to get better over time. Continuing on, to support Mewtwo, we have 2 options. If you're going first, you're the first turn player, you're going first. We have Zacian V with Roar of the Sword. Once during your turn, you can search your deck for a Psychic Energy, attach it to one of your Pokemon, and then shuffle your deck, and then your turn ends. So this gets you an extra energy attachment. It's not the best, but it is something. It does start it off. And then it does have an attack here. It does 30 more damage for each Psychic Energy attached to this Pokemon, and it does have a different weakness. It's weak to Metal, so if you have to diversify for whatever reason, Zacian might end up being pretty clutch for you. But this is your going first option, or if you have like a dud hand turn, like a Roar of the Sword pass sort of situation isn't the worst thing in the world. If you are going second, we've got 1 copy of Cresselia from Chilling Reign. This is the secret rare from Evolving Skies. The attack Crescent Glow for 1 psychic. Search your deck for a Psychic Energy and attach it to one of your Pokemon. If you go second and it's your first turn, search your deck for up to 3 Psychic Energy cards instead and attach it to one of your Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. So this just gets so much more energy in play instantly. So if you ever go second, you have the option to get to this or pivot. We do play a lot of pivot options to make it happen, so this is definitely something you want to attempt to try and do. Alright, continuing on. To get more energy in play, we are playing 2 copies of Galarian Articuno from Evolving Skies. The ability Cruel Charge. When you play it from your hand to your bench during your turn, you may attach up to 2 Psychic Energy cards from your hand to this Pokemon. So it just gets more energy in play. There's a lot of other shenanigans in here, so we'll talk about those when we get to them, of course. And then Side Laser here for 3 energy. Discard all Psychic Energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 120 to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So you can actually just continue the sniping here between Star Raid and Side Laser. You can really finish off some Vs, or maybe some V-Stars or V-Maxes, depending on whatever your matchup situation kind of thing is. But this is definitely another good alternative attacker. It's a single prizer, and it deals with things like Miltank. Alright, more Pokemon. We've got a 2-2 Bibarel line for Industrious and Size. There's not too much to explain here. You've seen these in multiple decks of ours on the channel. Draw your hand until you have 5 cards. Really good here. Keeps the tempo flowing. We got 1 copy of Crobat V. This is really good to be able to dig for your first turn, to be able to find the Cresselia or the Zacian to start popping off sooner. If it wasn't for the importance of a turn 1 energy attachment onto your Mewtwo V, then I wouldn't play this card. I would just rely more heavily into the Bibarels. And the last Pokemon is a Zigzagoon to put a damage counter on a Pokemon. Mewtwo, without any modifiers, if you discard 3, hits for 270. Most V-Stars have 280, so this just finishes that off. Alright, supporters. 3 copies of Research, 2 copies of Marty, a Boss, and a Raihan. This is like almost my default supporter package when it comes to like these rogue-ish kind of decks. I really do enjoy Research to be able to turbo through, to hopefully find your energy acceleration pieces whenever you need them, and or Marty for some disruption, Boss to gust around and KO. And Raihan is actually insane here. It just lets you get that extra energy attachment and search for whatever missing piece you need. So like, oh crap, I need a Bibarel and an energy attachment. This is really good after they take a KO. Raihan is definitely not to be scoffed at in this list whatsoever. For supporters, I'm sorry, not supporters, we just did supporters. For the stadiums, we've got 2 copies of Trading Court. Pretty straightforward here. Really energy reliant on Articuno and Mewtwo, of course. So want to be able to get those energy cards back into your hand a lot easier. And this also gets rid of Path and whatnot, so you can Crobat or maybe Zacian. Other than that, you really don't need to worry about many other stadiums. You play just basic Psychic Energy. You could, if you really wanted to, meta call it. You could even play Path, or you could play Temple instead of this, but I feel like this is just too good not to play. Items: 4 Quick Ball, 4 Ultra Ball, 4 Fog Crystal. Basic Pokemon, any Pokemon, basic Psychic or Energy. Pretty straightforward. 12 searchers here feels really good. The more often, like, I would play Energy Search, but like you just play Fog Crystal. So this does a lot of different stuff. Feels really solid here. You definitely have to rock all 12 of these here. Continuing on, we've got 4 Scoop Up Net. This is to be able to reuse and abuse Articuno, Zigzagoon, and to get things like Cresselia or Bidoof and Bibarel out of your active if you need to, but mostly just to be able to reuse and abuse Articuno and Zigzagoon. You could consider cutting this down to 3 and filling this in with something else later on down the line. I think 4 just helps you find it sooner. I do throw these away decently with like things like Research or Quick Ball or Ultra Ball, but I don't know if I'd be okay with cutting it down. I have to really try and hammer it out. Alright, we got 2 Energy Switch. This is to help you get able to attack after getting KO'd. Other than relying on Raihan, you're able to just put energy down with Articuno and then use Energy Switch to a Mewtwo. So you can technically still get your 3 energy attachments in one turn with an Articuno and a turn attachment. So that way Mewtwo can still swing in that turn. We've got 1 copy of Energy Retrieval. Straightforward, it's just like Trading Court. Only need 1. Grab 2 energy from your discard pile and put it back in your hand. It combos really well with Articuno, as usual. To modifier damage, we've got 2 copies of Choice Belt, increase it by 30, so Mewtwo can hit for 300, and 310 with a Goon. Pretty straightforward there. We've got 2 copies of Air Balloon for pivoting. We've got some chonky retreats on Zacian and Bibarel, Bidoof. And Articuno even has a chunky retreat. Mewtwo also has a retreat cost of 2, so this just covers all of your options there. And between the Scoop Up Nets and the Air Balloons, you're able to pivot around as needed. And the last trainer card is an Ordinary Rod. Definitely essential here to be able to put energy and or Pokemon back into the deck. Missed a V-Star, or you need your Articuno again, or another Bibarel, Crobat, whatever. This is your play here. And sometimes I even do put energy cards back into the deck so I can find them with Fog Crystal later on in the game as well. And then we've got 11 copies of basic Psychic Energy here. Nothing fancy. 11 seems to be the solid number. If you feel brave, like I said, you could maybe cut a net, maybe cut an energy, and find room for, like, I don't know, another Energy Switch would feel really good. A second Boss would feel good. Or maybe even if you really wanted to, a 4th Mewtwo V so you start it sooner. But again, you're okay with starting things like Cresselia and Articuno and Bibarel, just because you have the 4 scoop up nets, so it doesn't feel that punishing to cut the Pokemon for more consistency or attack. You could even consider upping the research to 4, or finding another supporter to play. Like, I honestly could see Clara being really good here. Late game, grab 2 energy and Articuno down, and just rinse, repeat. Grab your V-Star, grab your Articuno, evolve Articuno, and so on and so forth. Fill your hand back up with Bibarel afterwards. But that's the deck. Again, this is a little bit more on the fun side. I try to make it as competitive as possible without playing the exact same list that you've seen everywhere else. You've seen everyone else upload it with Shadow Rider and Lunatone and Solrock, and I just like to be a little bit different and play decks a little bit differently. But hopefully this is something that you want to try it out. Let me know what you think. What would you change to update this deck for you, for your play style? Keep that in mind. Everyone plays the game differently, so this might not be for you, but hey, if it is, let me know. Let me know if you like it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe in general. Support this channel. We're super close to 1,200 subs. Maybe by the time this video goes live that we might actually hit that. Who knows? Or we might have already hit it, and if we have, hey, thank you. Much love. I appreciate all of you for the crazy support on this journey. But that'll do it for me. Don't forget to check out all the sponsors and links down below. Of course, the deck list will be linked below for the PTCGO users over on PokemonCard.io. But that's it for me. Take it easy. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.